A pleasant day to you, grade 9 Socrates. This video lesson will talk about another topic in Mathematics 9, and that is all about direct variation. What is it and how do I know when I see it? Ano ba talaga ang direct variation? By the way, we have different types of variation. But for this video lesson, we'll be learning what direct variation is all about. The definition of direct variation, y varies directly as x, means that y equals kx. This is the direct variation. Ibig sabihin yan, y varies directly as x. At ang kanyang formula palagi ay y equals kx, where k is the constant of variation. Okay? So always remember that the formula in direct variation is y equals kx. Ito lang lagi yung gagamitin natin dyan. Y equals kx, where k is the constant of variation. Anong ibig sabihin ng constant of variation? Ito yung no matter how y and x changes, kahit na magbago sila ng magbago, si k or the constant of variation, hindi siya nababago. Ganun pa rin yung kanyang value. Kumbaga dun sa geometric sequence, siya yung common ratio, siya yung common multiplier. Okay? So, kaya siya tinawag na constant dahil hindi siya nababago. And it has similarities with y equals mx plus b. If you still remember, y equals mx plus b is the equation of a line in slope-intercept form. May pagkakahawig, nagkaroon lang dito ng plus b, and m is the constant of variation. Another way of writing this is k equals y over x. So ito yon, from y equals kx, kapag ang nawawala ay ang value ni k, pwede natin siyang gawin na k equals y over x. So dalawa lang ang tatandaan nating formula. Kapag nawawala si y, ang gagamitin natin ay y equals kx. Kapag ang hinahanap naman ay si k, ang gagamitin nating equation ay k equals y over x. So these two are the two most special equations that we have to remember in solving direct variation. Y equals kx if we are looking for y, and then k equals y over x if we are looking for k, or the constant variation. In other words, the constant of variation, or k, in a direct variation is the constant, unchanged, meaning hindi naiiba. Ratio of two variable quantities. Hindi siya nababago, yung k. Here is an example of direct variation. As x increases, y increases also. Ibig sabihin, pag tumaas si x, tumataas si y. Kapag bumaba si x, bumababa din si y. Kaya siya direct variation. So si x dito, the values of x are 6, 7, and 8. And if x is 6, then y equals 12. If x is 7, then y equals 14. If x is 8, then y is equal to 16. Mayroon siyang pattern. Kung nakikita niyo, ano nangyayari? Dun sa x, para magkaroon tayo ng y. So yung 6 naging 12, 7 naging 14, yung 8 naging 16. Yes. I-multiply lang natin sa 2 si x para makuha natin yung value ni y. So what is the constant of variation of the table above? How can we solve for k here? So the formula, once again, k is equal to y over x. There you go. K is equal to y over x. Therefore, 12 divided by 6, since y is 12, divided by 6 is equal to 2. Dito naman, sa pangalawa, 14 or y divided by x is 14 divided by 7, which is also equal to 2. Then the next one is 16 divided by 8, and 16 divided by 8 is equal to 2. So k is equal to 2. Kahit na ano yung mangyari, 2 pa rin yung ating constant of variation. Hindi siya nababago. That is always equal to 2. So y is equal to 2x is the equation of this variation. We simply substitute or we simply change the value of k from the original equation y equals kx. Pinalitan lang natin si k ng kanyang value since ang value naman talaga ni k ay 2. Kaya nagkaroon tayo ng direct variation equation which is y equals 2x. Ito na ngayon yung equation niya, y equals 2x. So pwede na natin isolve si y given a particular value of x. Like for example, if x is equal to 10, what would be the value of y? You simply substitute 10 here. 2 times 10 is equal to 20. So y is equal to 20. If x is 10, y equals 20. Let us have another example of direct variation. Given this value, where x's are 10, 5, and 3, and y's are 3, 30, 15, and 9. As you can see, as x decreases, y decreases also. Pag bumababa si x, then si y ay bumababa din. So the first thing that we have to do is to solve for the constant of variation. What is the constant of variation of the table above? We use the formula y equals kx so that k is equal to y over x. This is our formula. Y is equal to 30 divided by x is 30 divided by 10 which is equal to 3. Then 15 divided by 5 is equal to 3 also. Then 9 divided by 3 is also equal to 3. Kapag naiba yung nakuha natin na k sa isang pares, ibig sabihin, hindi yon direct variation. Kasi pag ang constant of variation ng isang direct variation ay naiba, ibig sabihin, hindi siya makaka-form ng direct variation. Kaya, ang k natin dapat palagi ay magkakamukha. Iisa lang ang makukuha natin na k. So, our k in this example is equal to 3. So, the equation would be y equals 3x. Pinalitan lang natin. Ito yun, no? From the original equation, y equals kx, meron na tayong value ni k which is equal to 3. So, y is equal to 3x already. Let us have another example here. Example of direct variation. The values of x are -4, -16, and -40. Then y are -1, -4, and -10. If x is -4, then y is -1. If x is -16, then y is -4. If x is -40, then y is -10. As we can see, as x decreases, y also decreases. Kasi ganyan ang direct variation. Pag tumataas si x, tumataas si y. Pag bumababa si x, bumababa din si y. Okay? Magkasama sila sa hirap at sa ginhawa. Let us first solve for the constant of variation in this table. Again, we use the formula k is equal to y over x. So, -1 divided by -4 is equal to positive 1/4. -4 divided by -16 is positive 1/4 also. -10 divided by -40 is also positive 1/4 because negative divided by negative is equal to positive. As we can see, the constant of variation or the value of k are all equal to 1/4. Ibig sabihin, ito talaga ay example ng direct variation. So what would be the equation now? The equation is y equals 1/4 times x. Alright. Let us have a practice exercise. I want you to try this. Just pause the video and solve for the constant of variation. The question is, what is the constant of variation for the following direct variation? X values are 4, 8, -6, and 3. And the values of y are -8, -16, 12, and -6. That means that if x is 4, then y is -8. If x is 8, then y is -16. If x is -6, then y is 12. If x is 3, then y is -6. Our task here is to solve for the constant of variation. the constant of variation can be solved using the formula k is equal to y over x. Meaning, you simply divide y by x. I-divide mo lang yung y by x. Let us try to solve. Negative 8 divided by 4 is equal to negative 2. Negative 16 divided by 8 is negative 2. 12 divided by negative 6 is also negative 2. Then negative 6 divided by 3 is also equal to negative 2. Ibig sabihin, yung constant of variation dito ay puro negative 2. So what would be the answer? 1, 2, 3, or 4? The answer is 2, which is negative 2. Correct. Is this a direct variation? If yes, give the constant of variation k and the equation. So how can we check if the given set of values is a table for direct variation? Kailangan magkakamukha ang value ng k. Pag hindi magkakamukha ang value ng k, then the table of values do not represent direct variation. Let us check here. 6 divided by 4 is equal to 3 over 2 or 1.5. So that's 1.5. 12 divided by 8 is equal to 3 over 2 or 1.5. 18 divided by 12 is equal to 3 over 2 or 1.5 also. 27 divided by 18 is equal to 3 over 2 or 1.5 also. So, ibig sabihin, yung k natin dito ay magkakamukha. Lahat sila ay puro 1.5. So, this is an example of a direct variation. The answer here is yes. And k is equal to 6 over 4 or 3.2 or that is 1.5 in decimal. What will be our equation? Equation would be y equals 3 over 2 times x. How about this one? Is this an example of direct variation? If yes, give the constant of variation and the equation. So let us give a look. I-solve natin kung tama ba o magkakamukha ba yung k na makukuha natin dito upon dividing y by x. 25 divided by 10 is equal to 2.5. Correct? So that's 2.5. 15 divided by 6 is equal to 5 over 2 or 2.5 also. Then 10 divided by 4 is equal to 5 over 2 or 2.5 also. Then 5 divided by 2 is 2.5. That means all the values of k is equal to 2.5. They are all congruent. So this is an example of direct variation. And the constant of variation is 5 over 2. So the equation would be y equals 5 over 2 times x. How about this one? Is this an example of direct variation? If yes, give the constant of variation k and the equation. Once again, to check if this is an example or if this table represents direct variation, we divide y by x. So y divided by x is 5 divided by 15, which is 1/3. So that's 1/3. 26 divided by 3, this is not 1/3. So that means this is equal to 8.67. So ibig sabihin, hindi na agad magkamukha yung ating k, una pa lang. So definitely this is not an example of direct variation because the k values are different. Which of the following is a direct variation? Alin daw sa mga sumusunod ang direct variation? Para malaman natin, we simply divide y by x. And then, tignan natin kung magkakamukha lahat ng makikita natin. Let us check. Negative 8 divided by 4 is negative 2. Negative 16 by 8 is negative 2 also. 12 by negative 6 is negative 2. Negative 6 by 3 is negative 2. That means A is an example of direct variation. How about letter B? Negative 9 by 8 is negative 9 over 8. Negative 18 by 4 is different. So B is not. 20 divided by 10 is 2. 2 divided by 1 is 2. 6 divided by 12 is 1 half. 10 divided by 20 is 1 half. So C is not an example of direct variation. 6 divided by negative 3 is negative 2. 8 divided by 4 is positive 2. So they are already different. Negative 2 and 2 are two different integers. So letter D is not an example of direct variation. So the answer in this question is letter A. Which is the equation that describes the following table of values? Alin daw sa mga equation na ito ang nagre-represent dito sa table of values? So we have to know the constant of variation here. 5 divided by 10 is 1 half. 1 over 2 is 1 half. 6 over 12 is 1 half. 10 divided by 20 is 1 half. Alin dito ang may k na 1 half? That is number 3. The answer is y equals 1 half over x. Using direct variation to find unknowns, y equals a over x. Ito na. Given that y varies directly with x and y equals 28 when x is 7. They given, si x daw ay 7 at si y ay 28. Hanapin daw natin si x when y is equal to 52. So nawawala dito si x. Kailangan natin siyang makita. Paano natin yan makikita? So we solve for k first. Find the constant of variation using k equals y over x. So that is 28 over 7 which is equal to 4. That is our k already. Ayun yun, 28 divided by 7, that is equal to 4. And then babalik tayo dito sa equation na y equals kx. So magiging y is equal to 4 times x. Ano si y? 52. So pinalitan natin 52 equals 4x. Then solve for x. Divide the whole equation by 4. So x is equal to 30. So nakuha na natin yung value ni x. X is 13 when y equals 52. How about this one? X is equal to 9, y is equal to 3. Then find y when x is equal to 40.5. Once again, the first step is to solve for the constant of variation. So that is 3 divided by 9 which is equal to 1/3. Ayun yun, 3 divided by 9. Ganun lang kasimple yung pagkuha ng k. Para makuha mo si k, i-divide mo lang yung y by x. So that is 3 over 9. 1 over 3. 3 over 9 is equal to 1 over 3 when you simplify. And then, use y equals kx. So, ano daw si x dito? 40.5 times 1/3 is equal to y. Ito lang yun, papalitan lang natin yung k ng 1/3, si x ng 40.5. Then, 1/3 times 40.5 is equal to 13.5. So therefore, x is 40.5 when y is equal to 13.5. Another, given that y varies directly with x and y is equal to 6 when x is negative 5. Anong una natin gagawin? Find y when x equals negative 8. I-divide mo lang. 6 divided by negative 5 is negative 6.5. That is your k. And negative 6.5 is equal to negative 1.2. So k is equal to negative 1.2. Then you go back to the original equation, y is equal to kx. And then substitute the value of k and the value of x. So you have negative 1.2 here times negative 8. You multiply negative by negative is equal to positive 9.6. So that means x is negative 8 when y equals 9.6. Using direct variation to solve word problems. Here is the problem. A car uses 8 gallons of gasoline to travel 290 miles. How much gasoline will the car use to travel 400 miles? And yung car, nakakagamit siya ng 8 galon ng gasolina kapag 290 miles yung tinakbo niya. Eh ang tanong, gaano karaming gasolina ang magagamit niya kung 400 miles? So the first step is to find points in table. Lagay nyo sa table para di kayo malito. So our x here is the gas, 8, and our y is the distance traveled or in miles, 290. Kapag 8 gallons, nakaka-290 miles. Ang tanong, ilang galon kung 400 miles? The first step is to solve for K. So, paano natin kinukuha si K? 290 divided by 8 lang yun. So, 290 divided by 8 is equal to 36.25. Ito na ngayon yung ating K. So, this will be our equation. Y equals 36.25x. Ang nawawala si x. So, palitan natin si y ng 400. Magiging 400 equals 36.25 times x. And to eliminate 36.25, we divide the whole equation by 36.25. So 400 divided by 36.25 is 11.03. Ibig sabihin, we need 11.03 gallons of gasoline to travel 400 miles. Yun yun. Another example, Julio wages vary directly as the number of hours that he works. If his wages for 5 hours are 29.75, how much will they be for 30 hours? So merong sweldo si Julio, no? Kapag 5 hours ang nagtrabaho, ang sweldo niya 29.75 pesos. Ang tanong, how much will they be for 30 hours? Kapag daw nagtrabaho siya ng 30 hours, magkano yung susweldohin niya? So, gawa tayo ng table. Ayan siya. So, yung X, yun yung oras. Yung Y, yun yung sweldo niya. Okay. At ang nawawala ay yung magkano ang susweldohin niya kapag 30 hours ang nag-work. So, una muna natin i-solve yung K. 29.75 divided by 5 is equal to 5.95. Ganun lang kasimple si K. I-divide lang si Y by X. So, meron ka na agad na K. And then, Y is equal to 5.95X. And then, palitan mo si X ng 30. 5.95 times 30 is equal to 178.50. So, ganun karami yung susweldo ni Julio kapag nagtrabaho siya ng 30 hours. 178.50 pesos. And that is how we apply direct variation in solving problems, real-life problems. Thank you very much. Once again, God bless. I hope that you are all okay staying in your home. If you have any questions with regards to what we discussed today, please feel free to send a message in our group chat. Thank you.